This is We Need No Kings. This is quite an interesting economic sort of city builder, colony sim style game. Let's jump on into things and see what we have in store. Alright, so we are in. I have Orbital Potato right here. Now, I should point out straight from the outset that this video has been sponsored by the developer. They have asked me to show you what is in this game and what it is all about. And it's a really interesting kettle of fish, as they say. The game is entitled We Need No Kings because this is us. We do not control our villagers. In fact, we can only sort of vaguely influence what our village does. Now, at the moment, there is nothing here. However, we do start on a sort of like little collection of islands. As you can see, there's some sort of like west islands, there's northwest islands, etc. And there's a couple of resources that are all around us. From here, there's some wood trees, etc. We're going to be exploiting all of these resources in due course. Now, of course, there's just one singular person to do all of the work at the present moment, and that is me. What we're going to do is we're going to jump on into this menu here. Now, this may look confusing, but it is quite simply telling the game whether or not we can harvest various resources in various different regions. So if we want to harvest wood, for example, then we will toggle wood harvesting on. Strawberry grove, let's get that sorted. Strawberry meadow, great. Stone quarry, nothing too complicated for now. And then we will unpause and let Orbital Potato make a decision about where they want to go. Now, we can issue specific orders to our one and only character in the game. However, I don't really want to be doing that. I'm quite happy just to let little Potato here do what they want to do in order to come to some conclusions. Now, occasionally we are going to, there we go, we'll get rid of the tutorial hints there. Occasionally we're going to come across some new and different items. We have come across strawberries. Excellent. That is going to be our primary source of food for a little while. So far, nothing too crazy, nothing too wild, but this is where things are going to start to get a little bit funky. The first building that we are going to be building is the shop. It doesn't cost anything to build one, and every single citizen is going to have one. We pop that down, happy days, and suddenly we have got the market economy of this village going. I mean, technically we haven't actually got it going because we need multiple people in order to buy and sell, but the point is that this is where we are going to be selling all of our goods. Each shop has got an owner, and you'll see very, very shortly what I mean by that. In addition to having a shop, we are going to nab ourselves a primitive house, which I'm going to plop down over there. That is a requirement for 5 wood, and Orbital should be able to sensibly come to the conclusion that he needs to go and, there we go, dedicate a little bit of wood, effort, and energy in order to build up the unfinished primitive home. He's added 3 little bits of wood there, and he's gone up to harvest a little bit more wood, and boom, suddenly we have got ourselves a lovely little house. We've built our first building. Fantastic. That is what we like to see. Okay, what next? I'll tell you what next. We can build ourselves a fireplace. Fireplace is going to require 10 stone and 5 wood. So tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go and jump on into this menu, and we're going to say, hey, we want to harvest a little bit of stone, and we are going to let Potato do... Where is it? Oh, you're literally right there. You're about to sleep in the bed. That's fine. We're going to let you do a little bit of stone harvesting, and then we are going to come back once things are looking a little bit more positive. However, I should also say that the primary objective in order to grow our village is to increase happiness. So you can see here, progress to next level is at 32% at the moment. Happiness is high, which means that Orbital must, yep, there we go. Orbital is reasonably happy. Initial optimism, excellent. Nearby beauty, recent best beauty, etc. Also had a little bit of sleep recently, which is good. These are the sort of respective needs of the character. Nothing too crazy. What is very interesting is the leveling mechanic in this game, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But what I really want to get to is the sort of economic shenanigans that we can have here. So let's wait until the village has progressed up to the next level, which is brilliant. That now means that we can start to grow. And when we grow the village, what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to add some new citizens. So we are Gonna recruit a citizen. Now, none of these people are very interesting. They have got no special traits, so we will recruit 2 citizens. This person starts with a random skill. I'll take that. That's pretty darn good. Okay, so what does this mean for us? What is going on? Well, here's what's happened. We have now got 3 shops, and you can see that they all have different owners, which is quite nice indeed. And there's a little flashing marker down here. This is the shop manager. So, this is where things start to get very, very funky indeed. We can choose how many of any given item we want to keep in our personal inventory. This is how many we currently have. We've got 8 strawberries, 3 iron ore, 5 stone, 1 wood, etc. But the point is that by lowering or increasing this number, we can effectively choose how many resources to sell. We can choose to sell at a certain price. We can choose to sell at a higher price, etc., etc. And in fact, there's a whole sort of like private economy and government economy. But the point is that if we lower these items to like, or lower these numbers, should I say, to like 5 apiece, then we will in fact stimulate the economy by putting items out on into the market. We can actually have a little look over here. Mr. Middleton has got 116 pounds of cash in the tank, which is quite nice. So if they happen to be after any wood or any of the items that I am selling, we can, well, we can't view the shop because this is the shop, but we could view somebody else's shop, for example. They're not selling anything at the present moment, but the point remains is that now we can sell stuff at our shop, which is pretty darned cool. Now, everybody needs a home, so that is definitely worth considering. There's going to be a good market for wood, so what I'm going to do is I am going to turn Potato off harvesting the strawberries and the stone. There is something that I do need to build with the stone. That is the fireplace, which I will build. This will enable some cooking. We'll get Potato to do a little bit more wood harvesting, which is grand, and then we'll get that all built, and hopefully it should be enough. We should have harvested enough resources, which is fine. Right, what's happening? Not buying wood. You don't have a price limit set for wood, but you need it to build your unfinished fireplace. That's not necessarily a problem. The problem is that I have not yet harvested enough wood, so we're just going to have to wait and do that. So, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of stuff that is just kind of happening, without me. Society has discovered a new item of wood. I mean, that was me, but that's okay. Right, let's get rid of all that. Money supply to maintain liquidity, the ability of people to buy and sell effectively. The village of Potatoville has printed more money. a little bit of money distribution, but that's not even necessarily the interesting part. The interesting part is that people are discovering resources all by themselves. Flax has been discovered, great, marigolds have been discovered, and presumably these people, who is this Mr. Middleton over here, is going to be interested in selling those items in their respective shops, which is kind of cool. Now, I can buy stuff if I want to. This is buying management. I can choose to do this. There's 4 strawberries in our inventory, 4 in the shop. We can choose to auto buy. There's, you know, we can see what's available if we want to, but I'm not particularly interested in doing any of that. Oh, look at that! We sell 3 strawberries to Middleton. Amazing! And so we have just engaged in the first transaction between people. How nice is that? Right, let's get this fireplace finished. Let's do a little bit more stone, harvesting, and then let's see where that leaves us. Oh, okay, a little bit of a new notice here. Middleton has started working on a new building, a strawberry garden. This may lead to great things for our village. Presumably, well, they're going to need some strawberries, which is fine. They're also going to need a little bit of stone and a little bit of wood. And I think I've got some wood on the market at the moment. I do not. That's fine. I think I've just turned off, I've just turned off my stone harvesting, so we should just be harvesting wood. Now, the general sort of rule of thumb is that we want to try and, over time, decrease the amount of time that we are spending harvesting, and we want to try and sort of move through the sort of different levels of advancement. Now, at the moment, we're at level 0, but as we develop our village and our system, we will start to see that there are a whole bunch of different options available to us in terms of a career, in terms of different buildings that we can build. At the moment, there's a few different things here. There's nothing new that we can build in home. Workplaces, quarry will require 30 wood, requires iron tools to build, allows stone to be harvested infinitely. That's great, but we don't have iron tools and there's no way to build them. Thank you. We'll deal with banners in just a second, video game. I'm getting there. Hold on. I was on a roll with explaining buildings. There's some wooden benches. This is, you know, beautification sort of stuff. If we want to explore that, we can. What do we got here? Farming. This is going to allow us to grow strawberries if indeed we want to. I'm not necessarily against the idea of growing strawberries, but there is already a strawberry garden under construction at the present moment. Looks like a little bit of stone is needed for that, which is fine. Oh, I should also point out that there are sort of sporadic events. There is an evil beetle that is going to be invading. That is going to be a challenge, but we'll deal with that when it happens in 5 minutes in real time. We sold wood to Middleton. Amazing. That is absolutely fantastic. So we're actually sitting pretty on 376 quid, which is very, very good. Now, in order to grow our village further, we can run a festival. Effectively, running a festival of freedom, you must have at least half of all the cash in the village, i.e. my character must have all of the cash. You'll share your wealth equally with all villagers. The festival will boost all citizens' happiness for a time, which is often critical to advance your village's progress. It's a little bit of a funky mechanic, but the point is that we can do it. We can, in fact, hire somebody. We can, in fact, hire somebody else to do the food. You could spend some more money to hire somebody for the food. Sure. Check festival. You're planning a festival, but the suppliers have yet to deliver all the items required. That's fine. We can wait until they are all ready to rock and roll. And once they have done so, we should be good. Oh, looks like there's another strawberry garden under construction, which is just fine with me. Now, let's talk about banners and influence. As you can see, we're at village level 1. We have got 11 influence tokens, which is fine. Villagers level up when they have sufficient citizens or sufficient happiness. Each level needs more citizens with higher happiness. Excellent. Fine. Influence tokens we can choose to spend on a whole bunch of different banners. These do a lot of different things, but mostly they sort of just like modify citizen behavior. Or for example, when a person sleeps in a home within range, they gain a buff which grants happiness based on local decoration beauty. If no farms are within range, that's kind of cool. And if we put a banner like right about here, that would be great because that will hit all three homes. We've sold some wood to Mr. Middleton over there. Great. We're going for a little snooze in the bed. Fantastic. He is building his house, which is amazing. This festival, we are waiting for this. We're waiting for this festival to be supplied with some strawberries, which should take no time at all. But once it's ready, we will be good to go. Now, it's probably going to be the case that the beetle arrives before anything else happens. But I am going to just sort of squarely focus on making sure that I am getting wood out of the ground and into my store. All right, the evil beetle has arrived. Where are you? You're all the way down here. Well, it's time to enter combat mode, and the very interesting thing about... Where are we? Let's go attack evil beetle. I don't know where we are relative to the beetle. Over here somewhere, I think. The very interesting thing about combat in this game... excellent, we'll deal with that in just a second. The very interesting thing about this game is that we can choose to engage some of our villagers as mercenaries, which is fine. Here's the interesting thing. I have to use my own money in order to make this happen. 576 quid in my bank account. The village has £0. We're going to start generating some money for the village in a little bit, hopefully by increasing taxes. But for now, I'm going to hire you as a mercenary. You should come over here. Everyone attack evil beetle. I think, honestly, 2 people converging on the beetle should be more than enough. I mean, 10 quid might seem like a lot to spend, quite frankly, but it's not. Dismiss you. You can go and harvest the evil beetle body, which should give us a little bit of meat, I hope. And then after that, we will just exit combat mode. I don't believe that there is any more threats. However, we will definitely be dealing with a threat or more threats in due course. Excellent. Very happy with the combat there. This is looking good. This is all looking good. Look at this wonderful little place. What do you got in your shop? Anything interesting? Not really. But that's fine. I mean, there's not really a whole bunch of interesting stuff to harvest. Everything that can be harvested, I can harvest. A beauty plant? No, stone, iron deposits. You know, nothing overly interesting that I haven't dealt with. Either way, we looted some raw meat from the evil beetle body. That's pretty decent. Right, back to wood harvesting for me. Looks like the strawberry harvesting should be happening. A smuggler has just arrived. And this is probably where I could introduce, well, the smuggler, we can have a little look very simply. This is where we can buy stuff. Do we want to buy stuff right here, right now? Maybe buy 2 bits of wood. We will need wood in, well, in large quantities, actually. So that's kind of important. When is this festival being delivered? Providing strawberries, items delivered, 66%. Hurry the heck up. I think there's only 3 strawberries that are being delivered, and I presume that they're just waiting for one to be delivered. Either way, doesn't particularly matter. The point that I was going to make is that there is a whole world here. Now, Potatoville is situated right on in the center, and to win, to beat the game, we have to have 3 colonies at level 5 in each different biome. As you can see, there's like an autumnal biome, there's like a temperate biome, and then there's like a cold, chilly, Arctic biome. Yeah, what is it called? A jungle biome, and then an Arctic biome. Yeah, and then we've got the wetland biome. So what we can do very soon, hopefully, is we can actually start thinking about sending expeditions to all of these different areas, and maybe start thinking about setting up some additional colonies. Because if you have a little look at this number up at the top here, this is the highest percentage resource exhaustion of any plant in your village's island. Basically, these trees are getting exhausted because we are mining them to the bone, and they're only, you know, there's only 3 trees in our entire kingdom, and well, if our wood situation starts to deteriorate, then we are going to be then we're going to be in trouble. What's up? Mr. Middleton wants hide. I don't think I can provide hide, I'm afraid. I don't think... I mean, we do have animals. Not really talked about animals, but we do have a berry snail, which frankly, I don't think is going to provide hide. So I'm not going to bother killing it. But either way, this is all looking good. Keep on harvesting. Keep on keeping on. Okay, this festival just isn't happening. Apparently, nobody can provide any strawberries. I'm going to cancel it. Let's plan it again. Just do a basic one. Literally, just a basic festival. It's important that we have festivals. The quality of the festival is 100%. Happiness received by all villagers will therefore be 2. It's very important that we do have festivals, because it means that our happiness is basically just going to go through the roof, which is phenomenal. Now, a couple of other interesting things have happened. First of all, happiness high, village advancing, which is great. You can see progress is at 2%. That should be increasing fairly rapidly as the festival progresses, which is good. Progress requires 2 citizens at 1.5 happiness, and it looks like Middleton the farmer is at 2.6. Orbital Potato's at 3.3, and you're at 3.37. So, yeah, Village is definitely going to continue to advance, which is marvelous. We can nab ourselves another banner. Slowly reduces the exhaustion of the resources on a sub-island. Yeah, this is what I would like. So this costs me 10 influence tokens in order to buy, and I've kind of got a bit of a monopoly going on the tree harvesting. It basically just makes more sense for me to do it. Yeah, build it over here. Great. So hopefully this 81 number should start to come way down. The exhaustion should, yeah, should reduce over the course of time, which is fantastic. Now, what has also happened, and this is where things start to get interesting. Oh, gift from a citizen. Inspired by your own acts of giving and charity, Middleton gives a hide to Orbital Potato. Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. This is going to be really awkward, but I am going to immediately put this on the market because I do not care. So you know that hide that you just gifted to me? It can go right back. I should maybe start thinking about amending my selling prices. However, that's for later. What is also happening is that my character can now learn a new skill, which is very, very, very freaking cool, because this will effectively allow us to pursue a different career. This will mean that we can learn how to build brand new buildings. For example, we can buy some travel tokens with this level up. We can learn a new skill. We can learn how to do agriculture. We can learn how to do tailoring. We can learn how to do carpentry. What we're going to choose to do is cooking, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Singing, primitive weapons, all of this sort of stuff. I mean, cooking, if we see the unlock, look at this. You can see exactly what we are going to unlock. So I'm going to jump into cooking, which is kind of cool. I really like it. Allows basic foods to be turned into more advanced ones. Fine. The ability to build a bakery, going to be really handy. The ability to build a cafe, also really handy. And a roastery, that's not going to be for a little while because it's going to be requiring some brass tools. But the point is that if I'm the only baker on this island, then I will be the one that will provide the required items. Right. What do I want? A cafe or a bakery first? A cafe is slightly easier for me to build, so let's go and get that set up. Advisor sets by would, yeah. Oh yeah. So what I did is I toggled on the advisor. So in player settings, we can turn on the advisor price. The advisor will automatically set prices for new items and enable their recipes when buildings are created or skills are learnt, which is grand. Just makes things a little bit easier, which I am very, very fine with. We have selected a new skill, which is great. You're trying to buy raw meat, but your maximum buy price is too low from the market. That's okay. I'm not that bothered about it. How are we doing wood-wise? Are we doing fine wood-wise? The wood is slowly but surely regenerating, which is wonderful. We need a little bit more stone, a little bit more wood. I would really like more people as well, because, I mean, well, we just need more items to be on the market in general. How many strawberries? How many strawberries are here? Not many. There's loads and loads of wood in the shop, which is totally fine. There's 4 iron in the shop. That's fine. That's fine. We're okay with this situation. Either way, the village is advancing. We're slowly progressing up to the next tier. We're going to continue harvesting a little bit of wood, which is grand. We will exhaust it a little bit quicker, but that is just fine. Hey, look at that. We have managed to nab ourselves a cafe. Very, very cool. Perform recipe, serve marigold juice. What the heck? Alright, apparently we're serving marigold juice at our cafe here. Very, very nice, I suppose. Very nice. Yeah, so the recipe panel here, the professional recipes, can you believe it? Marigold juice is a professional recipe. Marigolds are flowers. There's not really a use for them at the present moment, apart from, apparently, to make marigold juice. We can also serve strawberry juice, which is kind of cool. Price to charge. I believe that the advisor is going to sort that out. Personal recipes, eat raw meat, eat strawberries. We don't really want to worry about all of that. But I can disable for example, the ability to eat raw meat, which might not necessarily be a bad idea. It just shows where we can undertake all of these things. But the point is that now we've got a cafe up and running. We have access to these professional recipes, which is kind of cool. And as soon as I finish the process of building the bakery, which is going to be a little bit more tiresome, a little bit more cumbersome, then yeah, we'll be able to hopefully unlock some more recipes as well. And what great timing, the village can now grow, and we've got access to another banner. I'm going to grow the village first. 2 recruitment tokens have been gained. Let's pick up 2 more. This person isn't automatically attacked by territorial enemies. We do have beetles arriving in a few minutes, but that's fine. Recruit you, and recruit you. Brilliant. This is good. This is very, very good. Right, low happiness at the moment. The village is stagnant, but that's okay. We can plan for a festival. We need $600 in order to get our festival. We currently have 400 and, well, just disappeared a little bit. But that's not necessarily too problematic. We will hopefully be able to serve a whole bunch of juice to a whole bunch of different people in order to try and make a little bit more money. Oh, also, apparently I have too many workplaces. We're not allowed to have more than one workplace at a time. So, I will demolish the bakery for the sake of keeping everybody happy. And in fact, that is making everybody happy, which is good. We should... There we go. That should get rid of that, which is grand. Now, what we have also unlocked is the ability to manage Potatoville More acutely, I would say, we can actually levy specific taxes. We can pay villagers to build and maintain public buildings, which is kind of cool. Now, of course, we don't actually have anything in the Potatoeville salary, but I'm thinking what we want to do is probably put like a little tax on strawberries, marigolds. Do we, in fact, actually, do we want to just put... Yeah, don't put this here. We want a 15%. The advised starting rate is a 15% tax rate. The treasury limit is 256. Won't collect taxes if it's that. Commit for 3 influence points. Amazing. Commit for 2 influence points. I think that is exactly what we're after. Good. Salary, 50 quid. Fine. Commit for 2 influence points. So, we should, hopefully, start to see a little bit of money entering into the treasury. Fine, we don't care about that. It's okay. There will be plenty of marigolds, especially now that we've got more people that are coming in here. Orbital Potato, perform recipe, serve strawberry juice. Hopefully somebody is interested in buying strawberry juice. I will say, if we click on this recipe orders place, you can see recent income, 50 quid, 200 quid from marigold juice. People are clearly thirsty. Very, very thirsty indeed. We're up to 543 cash. Happiness of the village is in a really good place. And in fact, it's moving in the right direction. Village treasury is still at nothing. But I think it's going to change. I think it's going to change soon. We have served strawberry juice, which is grand. Unfinished primitive homes. Yeah, have I got... I'm still harvesting wood. We'll turn off harvesting stone. I don't really care about that. So we'll just focus up on the wood over here. Is there anything else banner-wise that I want to get? Slowly fulfills the entertainment need. Boosts mood, but will reduce entertainment spending. Yeah, let's do that, because we don't actually have the ability to... We don't actually have the ability to build an entertainment building quite yet anyway. So that's not necessarily a problem. I'm also going to do some decorative buildings. We'll do a little bench over there, which does need 5 wood, but it'll be fine. And what else? Marigold garden? Sure. A marigold garden. Excellent. I bought marigolds from Mr. Middleton. That's fine. That's fine. We're okay with that. The good news is that the exhaustion of these trees seems to have been very well countered by the regeneration banner. So that is looking good. Okay, let's get to the next level of village. Village treasury, by the way, is increasing, which is quite nice. We'll see where that takes us. Another strawberry garden. I feel like that's maybe a few too many strawberry gardens, but, you know, who am I to say? Who am I to judge? Everybody's free to do whatever the heck they want to do. Alright, this village is looking good. I've just taken care of a little evil bug, which, honestly, was completely fine. I'm selling wood to people, which is great. I have also accumulated 616 pounds, which is perfect, because that means that we can now hold our festival, which should... Well, actually, I mean, we're progressing to the next level anyway, and I mean, a festival is going to make that a little bit easier and a little bit better, but I suppose getting the decorative elements in the marigold decoration and the little wood bench has definitely made an impact. I'm reasonably happy with that. We've performed the surgery. We have performed the serving of the juice, which is fine. We're going to wait until we are at the next level. Village can grow. Amazing. Let's grow the village. Let's do it. Our village is more than a couple of huts on the island. Our new citizens will be unhappy, comrade. They'll arrive, homeless, etc. Yeah, we got needy citizens. This is fine. Right. Citizens will expect more from us, which is a little bit annoying. That does mean that we need to be a little bit more on top of the beautification situation, but that's fine. Right, village is stagnant. We will plan a festival as soon as I can. I've just literally dropped below what I need to be at in order to hold a festival. But that being said, I sell a few more juices and I am absolutely golden. How's my village doing? Village treasury is at 67 pounds, which is quite nice. We need 3 citizens at 5 happiness in order to level up. That is quite a lot. Oh, we can also, by the way, nab ourselves a ship. Now, a ship is pretty cool because it's going to allow us to travel to a different area. I am going to start the process of getting that built. However, I suspect that I'm going to need to do quite a lot of additional wood harvesting, which I will have to do. Yeah, how much wood? There's not much. There's not enough wood in the market in order to make it all work. But that being said, we only need like 40, so we will start the process of buying up all of the stock in the market, and we'll also add our own into the mix, which is good, and we'll hopefully be able to get this boat finished reasonably quickly. I've also got another banner free. Do I... Industry may be abandoned? Well, I mean, it's a strawberry garden. Come on, like, let's get real about this. I could help you. I don't particularly care. How rich am I? I'm back down to 493. Well, that shows me what I get for trying to move the game along and try to get the ship up and running. But that's okay. That's fine. Evil beetle invasion. I think we did take care of that, which is great. The ship we're dealing with. Decorations and beauty. There is a little beauty overlay here, which, honestly, yeah, there's nothing much to write home about, is there? Well, we're definitely gonna be doing something about it. They do require maintenance, but hopefully, if we're paying our villagers to maintain some of these buildings, then that might actually not be super cumbersome for me, which is grand. Okay, a little bit of an interesting thing has happened here. Mr. Middleton has studied hard and learnt the skill primitive weapons. Nobody else in the village knows the skill, so they can bring something new to our economy. That is very cool. Which one is Mr. Middleton? It is you, Middleton the farmer. Or no, sorry, not Middleton the farmer, Mr. Middleton. Two entirely different people. You're performing the recipe Make Weak Arrow. That's kind of cool. I dig that. So now that we've sort of just glimpsed at what a sort of fully economic system would be. I don't know if you need to build any sort of specific buildings. I mean, you might very well choose to do that. It looks like you've given up your farm? Owner Middleton? I'm not sure if that's Middleton the farmer or Mr. Middleton. It's hard to say. Very, very hard to say. Right, we have finished building the ship. The ship is kind of cool because we can do a couple of different things. We can travel, now that we've got a ship, or we can give the ship to another villager to act as a free trader. Free traders will travel between islands, villages, buying and selling and trying to make a profit, which is kind of cool because it's like, it's an economy all in and of itself. Also, it looks like Potato has just nabbed himself another skill level, which is very cool. For the next 600 seconds, whenever you complete a task, add 1 happiness buff to all nearby villagers. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's maybe not sort of jump directly into any of this stuff right now. It's okay. Our banner is decaying. We can set that up to be restored. That's going to cost me a little bit of influence, but that's fine. Cash redistributed, money from government, that's fine. You've received £5 from the government. Cool. Cool. Because, yeah, that's kind of nice. Right, your character can learn a new skill. Great. Shall I have a little look? I mean, well, first of all, what's causing us the happiness issues is just general sort of dissatisfaction. We need to kind of sort entertainment, if at all possible. That might be one thing to deal with. But for now, let's go to the world map and have a little look-see. So we're in Potatoville over here. We could go to New Clayshire. We can explore. It does cost me 1 influence point, but now we can see, there's lots of different resources over here. We could travel. What the heck is that? A carotalope. Okay. Is different. So yeah, in order to travel here, we need village tokens, travel tokens, and I believe we get them when leveling up. Can we get... yeah, we can get them from leveling up here. Travel tokens or influence tokens. I will take the travel tokens. Let's freaking go. Let's absolutely freaking go. So we start from here, I believe. We can expedition. We can expedition out here. Okay, let's continue down to hire a crew. I'm paying for this personally. So, yeah, as you can see, Mr. Middleton is the most qualified. Let's get two. Let's get two. Let's take, I don't know, the maximum amount of stone that we can, the maximum amount of strawberries that we can. I don't really care about anything else, right? I think that'll be fine. Let's travel to Old Garden. And look at that. We have arrived in a brand new village. Do I want to go back here? No, not really. I kind of want to explore here. There's an antler worm invasion. Heck, I want to destroy this carotalope. I want to see what we can do. Is there anything else? Is there anything that I particularly want to build here? I mean, we can decide if we want to try and build a sort of permanent setup. We have paid our crew. They have come with us. I think we got a good deal if we got them to come all this way for near enough nothing. Enjoy dying, carotalope. I presume you give me a vegetable, but you might give me some meat. I have no idea. Anyway, I think we're probably going to wrap things up right about there, ladies and gents. I hope that this little sort of like snapshot has given you a little sort of window into the sort of interesting economic elements that this game has to offer. It's still in early access. It's still in the process of being developed. So, you know, take everything that you see here that I say with a pinch of salt. But you can join the Discord if you want to chat about the game. I'd really love the sort of the variety of ways this game could go. We didn't even really sort of touch on policies. This is kind of like a big, broad overview. Universal basic income, tariffs, free religion. There's all of wealth tax. There's loads and loads and loads of different sort of directions that you can take this in. And I love how it just kind of happens. You know, that's just brilliant. You don't have to sort of micromanage it. You manage your character. You know, you sort of prod the village in the direction that you want it to go. I think it's really cool. I think it's definitely worth checking out if indeed you are interested in this type of game. Anyway, thank you as ever to the developer for sponsoring this video. Check it out, linked down in the description below, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.